Good evening. I just wanted to do a kind of, I don't want to say tribute, but I'll just say remembrance video. You can see on the right over here, there's candles. One of them went out, so I got to go over there and relight it, I guess. It's kind of windy a little bit, maybe too much for this. So I didn't build the bonfire I would normally have built at the end of October or whatever I'm calling it. That you can see candlelights, regular fire, which I'm going to throw some colors on here in a second so you can see that. And then two green fires going, that's boric acid, and I don't know what the heat stuff is, methanol, I don't know, some sort of alcohol. I couldn't get the blue one to work, so I'll be quiet here for a little bit and kind of, I think I'll zoom in on the fire and go throw some colors on it and relight some of the candles. So let me do that. The noise in the background is people playing basketball over there at the rec center, I believe. So let's zoom in here. If you see a large object, that'll be me. So here we go. Pour some stuff on the fire, kitty. You don't like fire anyway. Look. That was better than I thought it would. Wow. Pretty impressive. Go light some candles again. Don't think the candles are going to work in this wind. Sorry. Then I gotta zoom out. Let's see. Can I see well enough to zoom out? I think so. It's not quite dark yet. Sorry. Ah, it went out again already. Oh, I have to move this way. I see. Still have to move that way. Why don't you just move the whole tripod? There's a thought. Sorry, I'm not going to keep trying to relight them. I don't think it's a waste of time or a waste of exercise. Sorry about the noise of microphone clippage. Let's see what time it is. It says it's 6:30, so yes, I have a pocket watch attached to my wallet. But I don't want to babble on about how I feel about a certain person or even people in general that have passed away. I've gone through it recently again. It seems for me that the three main causes have been over the years: suicide, cancer, which I guess can count as a natural cause, and just some horrific car accidents, which is what the recent one is I'm referring to. I'm not going to name drop because then that would sound like I know the person personally exactly, and I do not. I have watched, I think, all of their videos. But not because I identify so much with that, because I'm not sure as a male, is there such a phrase, that I can truly identify with everything that's a lot of people would call witchy. I guess I can identify with pagan. I don't know. If you were to put me in a glass jar and seal it pretty good, otherwise I'd get out being stubborn and all. But I think you would say that he does some odd things and is a bit different. Which, if you're Christian, is that a phrase? Then they would probably see me as witchy or pagan or whatever. Barbaric. Okay, maybe barbaric's a stretch, because that'd be kind of too cool. Not like I'm a Viking or anything. Hey, one green fire went out and lots of candles went out. But light does go out, so I'm gonna let it go. Even if one of them stays lit, that's fine. I just thought this would be nice. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit. I can't see. I don't care how long it is. If it's an hour, nobody has to watch, right? They just have too many numbers where the candles are. I can't tell. I see the green fires going in the viewfinder thingy. And I don't think using this microphone you'll hear the basketball whistles. I assume it's basketball. It could be volleyball. It's only one street over there. Just 3 logs, and look at that blue flame in the fire, if that shows up periodically from those chemicals. I got those at Walmart, I think. It says all the colors of the rainbow on it, and I don't think it does all the colors, but it does a nice blue-green. So I guess this is kind of like I was doing those candlelight settings, but I had started those before, anything had happened to anybody. Not that that was a premonition or anything like that, but hello, cat, don't rub up against the tripod. No tripod love, because that wobbles it, and I don't have the steady thing on. Whoa. Maybe I stand a chance of catching houses on fire. I don't think so. They go out pretty quickly. Plus, I like the wind. It's a good reminder that that's basically what language comes down to. I probably have an odd view because I didn't speak until like the 3rd or 4th grade. Do not rub up against that. I'm not going to give you a treat because you're not listening. Besides, I already gave you a treat and you walked right in front of the car. But not speaking for that long, and Father probably said only one word to me the entire life, and that's boy, with different intonations. Boy, like that. And then my grandmother spoke a weird combination, mashed up French Cherokee, which she got from her group, clan, whatever you want to call it, her mother. And my mother spoke the same thing as my grandmother, but didn't talk a lot either. So I guess that part of my childhood's a little different from most. It's certainly different from what my children experienced. Both of their mothers, who are no longer with us because of cancer, they were like really into English literature, plays, books, and they were both pretty good at speaking, which I am not, and that's okay. But how does that get back to the wind? The wind reminds me that basically when we're talking, that's all we're doing. We generate our own wind from inside us that comes out and pushes air molecules around and goes into somebody else's ear. Or if you're loud enough, they can actually feel it on their skin. Whoa, whoa. Okay, that was a lot of wind. Down to one candle. Hang in there, buddy. I'm not even going to look at the time. Whatever it is, right? I want to go put some more colors on there. Whoa. Okay, that came right at my socks. But what was my point, if I had a point? Mostly this is, well, now there's no candles. So, sorry about that, but we do have other light, flame, which might even be cooler at this point. So that's okay. I think it's supposed to rain here in a few minutes. I see the neighbor's dog going back and forth through the fence every now and then. The dog was turned into a small bear. Black bear. It's a big dog. I don't know what, maybe it's a horse. I think it's a dog. The cat wanders off, frustrated with me. Did I finish my wind thought? I think I did. I said talking, speaking, basically language is just that. The interpretation of each word that you hear goes on in your head with your own unique associations, even though we agree on a lot of things, like pudding. I say pudding. Okay, pudding's probably a bad example because there is blood pudding and then there's sweet pudding. Water. Can't get that one wrong, can you? Well, muddy water, clear water. See, it's just up to your interpretation, I think, and what you've experienced in life. And we put way too much importance on it. So I'm not going to ramble on as a tribute that someone's words were so influential or informative or inspiring. And yes, they are. They have been. But it's just not quite. Ooh, look, a purple, like a light indigo in the background there. Oh, that is nice. I think I watched one video where someone did have cards that were different colors as part of their tribute to this person that I won't mention. Wow, I guess I don't need candles when that's going so well. I'm not going to do what I did before to try to keep the green fire going and pour more of that alcohol on it. Because when I did, the flame went two directions, away from the bottle and into the bottle. And then the bottle rocketed out of my hand going backwards. I was like surprised. I think it's because it was mostly empty. Sorry about the noise, but I wanted to get all that. The green fire's kind of going down. It'd probably look cooler if it was dark. A cool thing about those is you really only need like one batch of whatever powder you use. In this case, it's a borax acid or mule team borax, the detergent stuff. But you only need that one pile. It's like it doesn't burn out. You just put more alcohol on, it goes back to being green again. And it doesn't seem to burn away. It's kind of magic. I wanted to do this a couple nights ago, but that's not wise around here. When ghouls and goblins are walking about, as I've learned over the years. Maybe that's all wisdom is remembering what happened last year and the year before that, learning from it. Normally I'm just quiet during these, but I'm just going to ramble because I feel like rambling. I haven't done that many videos, and I don't get, whatever that person had, 60,000 subscribers or that many views. I think they had millions of views. So obviously they connected with quite a few people in their own way. Like I say, I did watch. My second wife did watch. Not that they would have agreed on what she considered to be witchy or witchcraft. I think that person was kind of Wiccan, or at least talked towards Wiccans or Wiccans to be, or something like that. I guess this fence is blocking off most of the wind, judging from that flag in the distance, which is standing straight out. And dark clouds are rolling in. And I have no idea how this picture looks or how long this is taking. And I will be quiet at certain points. I think the green is almost gone. Bummer. Hush. Thank you. Uh-oh. Now it's chorus time. Kitty, why do you do that? Why do you stir them up like that? You don't like them. You don't even go over there half the time. You stay over here. I never really wanted a cat. No, I didn't. Yeah, I hear you. I'm going to pull your tail just because you put it there. That green's really hanging in there. I want to put the other one on there. Let me unclip. No, get away from that. Get away from that. No. Wow, you're worse than a 2-year-old. I don't think it's going to get hot enough to do that thing where there's blocks that are behind it. The black on the blocks actually starts to sparkle. Makes little patterns like one of those Etch-a-Sketch, but a red hot Etch-a-Sketch. Well, the candle idea didn't work out. The green, I think, is gone. So I'm going to go and try to put some sparkles on the fire. So I'll let you look at it. Maybe I'll zoom into it. Somebody's singing over there. That's pretty bad singing. There. Sorry. It looks okay. See my neighbor looking out at me. That way they don't have to watch the video. As if they would. Oh, it's stuck on something. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty good. Like I say, I don't care how long it is. I'm just gonna let it go. People can watch, people can mute, like stop the sound or the wind from inside of me coming towards you, and just look at the flames. At the bottom you got the regular fire, and at the top you got whatever's happening because of that bag of chemicals. I see blue, indigo, kind of a turquoise, occasionally almost a pink. Then over there you've got well, now it's starting to do it. I forget where I read that. After a while the boric acid will lose its green and become more yellow. It's starting to do that, although it's still green enough. It helps to put that old charcoal around it and offset the color. I think my 3 months of Netflix is coming to an end. I don't think I'll actually keep it. I watched Daredevil, which was okay. Kind of a superhero without any superpower. Hush. Hush. Sorry. I seem to make a lot of videos with the word hush in there. I think the cat's causing trouble. Where was I? Oh yeah, getting rid of Netflix, or not keeping it. It works okay. I don't like that start to play stuff right away thing. And there's no dates, so you can't really tell when something was released. But I watched Daredevil, I watched Jessica Jones, which I thought I wouldn't like, but is okay once you adapt to the New Jersey, New York kind of accent. What else? The really good show on there that I didn't think was going to be any good at all, and it's only good because of the art that's in it, is something called Myths and Monsters. And it's kind of a strange kind of art. They have lots of paintings you recognize and line drawings, inkings that you'd recognize, but occasionally certain parts of them move. It's kind of strange. But it's not a true animation of the painting. It's just like the candle flame might flicker occasionally, or a head might bob up and down. That's pretty good because of the artwork they show, not necessarily because of the talking heads. In this case, the talking heads aren't all eye candy, that's for sure, which they usually are. And then they show you a lot of talking head. This is more art than it is talking head, so I liked it for that reason. I can't think of what else I watched when I started to watch The Haunting of Hill House, and some lecture thing, that was okay. I can't remember what it's about. Probably the Romans. We can't get over the Romans, I guess. They have a bunch of Hitler stuff, but I don't think they have anywhere near the quantity of, say, Amazon, even though Amazon doesn't make them all free. They do have Netflix does have that skip intro. That's pretty nice. I think that's Netflix, yeah. So you don't have to go through the credits and titles and some annoying theme song that happens in every single episode. Right now I was watching, what is it called, Bosch, which seems to be named after the guy who painted that triptych, a threefold open painting. What is it? Heavenly, Earthly Delights? The Earthly, Heavenly Delights? Whatever it is, that cryptic looking thing which no one seems to understand. Until I watched some videos on YouTube where the guy meticulously goes through every inch of the thing and relates it back to mostly the Old Testament from the Bible. So that was kind of interesting. Kind of boring, but kind of interesting. And boring. Because he kept appearing. Little old guy, thick glasses. Wait a second, that pretty much describes me. A little old guy with thick glasses. Except I don't need them all the time, just for reading. Let's check the time. I don't want it to be too long. Like ridiculously long for no reason. I don't even think I'm approaching the lengths that people are starting to go to. It's like everybody's shot past 20 minutes. I just give up on some of you. Sorry. I mean, can you really talk about a deck for over 45 minutes? Wow. Some of them are over an hour. A deck of cards. Wow. That's too much. Is that borderline narcissism? I don't know. I guess they just have a lot to say and no one else to say it to. Shut up. You're barking at nothing. There's nothing here. Me. You can see me because of the fire. I think she just likes to bark. Uh-oh. Gotta grab the tripod. That's a lot of wind. Maybe this microphone picks up too much of that. I don't know. I could cover it like this. Or I could put the other cattail thing on there. So this is just another like candlelight setting, except in this case the candles went out. But there's still a flame. And I've gone through a lot of candles past September, August, and now October's over, so a lot of candles have been purchased. And I thought those little votive candles would work out here, but I guess not in the wind. So I'll probably do another one of these now that I have calmed down. And don't have as many decks to do. I think I have 2 I found. And 1 mystery package says it's coming. I think I just saw a star. How can I see a star through all those clouds? There must be some gaps. Oh, it's an airplane. I will go until the green flyer burns out again. I think these are the only one of my videos I've gone back and watched. Of course, I muted it. And I kind of did it while I was doodling or journaling. Just something about a candle, even though I can do candles in person, obviously. car lights. Wow, that came right at me. I just find it strange to have green fire. Saw some video where they had red fire and one that was really, really good purple, but I can't get that to work. Green's kind of automatic. I mean, easy to do, automatic. Green fire is automatic. No, it's not. So, I'll just babble about Shrinktober. How did that go? Well, I shrank a little, not a lot. It's definitely easy to shrink the exercise. You just don't do it. It's not like you're going to say, no, I must run another 2 miles. So I got that pretty much shrunk to 4 miles a day, which is 4 or 5. It comes to about 30 every week, which is much better than the 50 or 60 I was doing. That's too much. I'm too old to do that and continue it without something going astray, like a knee or a hip or an ankle or a ligament or a muscle or something. Even though weather-wise I kind of got that backwards. It should have been less in the summer when it was hot and more in the winter when it's cold, but that's okay. Keep that less, keep food less, still working at that. And what about the Inktober part? Well, I did do a bunch of things, and not all of them were ink, but there's ink on all of them. They're just not totally ink. Mostly they're 2 types of pencil. Regular pencil you use in school, and then like just a black colored pencil, like the Prismacolor ebony ones are pretty good, but it can be anything, any cheap bowl, as long as it's not a number 2 pencil. I guess technically that would be like a 4B pencil, the black colored ones. Maybe not. But it's mostly that, and then inks on the top. I got like a brown ink, red ink, blue ink, green ink. I did a turtle just to show that in my mind a year is made up of 13 moons. None of this is new stuff, of course, but that's just how it flows for me. Obviously you can't rely on that 100% because, the doctor uses the Gregorian calendar, not the back of a turtle. You need to come on the 6th plate on a tortoise shell. Okay. And if you can hear that in the background, I used to play sports, high school, first 3 years of college. Then I just kind of fizzled, and then I came back for running, and then I fizzled, and like that. But you forget how mindless an activity that can be. They're just repetitively saying the same thing over and over again. It sounds like basketball, like little kid basketball. Here comes the train, if that shows up. We still have trains here, mostly coal you see going back and forth, and something called slurry and wood chips. That's it. Rarely are there cars that look like they have stuff you could buy in it. And then the Amtrak train twice a day going that way and then the other way. And it's about 4 or 5 cars long, so it's not a lot of Amtrak action. It doesn't stop here. If it did, I'd probably go back and forth to DC. It's probably a 2-3 hour trip. It's not very scenic. But you just sit on the train and doodle, journal, or read a book. And then hope you get there in time for that day or the next day to go to various art museums, displays, shows, whatever. I think one time I didn't do anything at all. I just went there and walked around and came back, which is okay too. It doesn't cost very much. And somebody else drives. All you got to do is worry about that train running into another train. Did the green go out? I think the green is pretty close. I think it's out. I'm going to let it go anyway. And shut up for a bit. Maybe you can hear the train. I don't think so though with this microphone. This microphone's like, when it's right at your throat, it doesn't pick up the crackling of the fire or none of that. The other microphone up there might. I think the wind died down, so I could light the candles again, but this fire's good. It looks good up there. I think I got it mostly centered. Let's see. Yes. Mostly. Let's zoom in like a Yule fire time of year. I don't have any more colors to sprinkle on there. Apologies. I had dogs my whole life until coming here. And then I thought about fencing this, especially after the bonehead put rock all over my backyard. But I don't think it's fair to the dog or to me, but I might change my mind. But our dogs never did this. I could put them outside. All they wanted to do was their business and come back inside. The last dog, Molly, was like, she was over 90 pounds and she just wanted to be wherever you were. But these people, they just seem to dog in the backyard, and it barks and barks and barks, and they don't care. What was something I knew discovery, and part of the reason that it comes to mind is the dog barking, but it's not so bad inside. It's not like it is right now. It's not so bad. The air conditioning blocks it out. But then I discovered on a Roku, ROKU, which is the little box I got for the big TV in the living room, the remote control has a plug for headphones. When you plug it in there, you put on the headphones, it blocks out everything. And they're great. I have these breathable, lightweight, I forget, Sennheimer, I don't know, Sennheimer, some sort of headphones. And you can control the volume on the thing. It has two kinds of volumes. Well, I mean, there's one and there's one on the TV, but as soon as you plug it in, it blocks off the TV. So it mutes the TV. I thought that was a cool discovery, and you can walk around with the remote control. It causes the batteries to go down sooner, but I know what you're saying if you made it to this point. Man, this guy's boring. Well, I wasn't going to make any, tribute to one or more people just because, I don't know, it kind of puts them on a pedestal, which is fair and unfair, kind of can make them more than they were. I don't know. I mean, those are all nice that people do that and have those memories and all that, but I just didn't. I don't know. I just don't feel like that. I can honor them in a more subtle, more private, more with a lot less words. I think a fire and a candle was pretty good. I know if I was wherever we go and somebody did something like this for me, or just a simple candle, or just, for out of their life, they spent like 2 seconds and said, him, drop the him, just that person. Just remember them for a second. I think that's like beyond great, really. We struggle to know ourselves, much less somebody else. Look at that swirl going in there from the heat and the wind. That was pretty cool there for a second. Yeah, gosh, just take your dogs inside. That one over there sounds like it's in pain. I don't think it is, but it sounds like it. That's strange how long that goes for. That's been blue, green, and a light purple for a very long time now. Huh. I might buy some more of those. I wonder if it would work in a candle. I guess not. It'd just sit in the wax and wouldn't burn. So let's see, this will be pretty long, so I'm trying to remember what I used to do when I did videos like this where they're not streamed to YouTube. This is going onto a little SD card, which I have to pop out, put in the computer, handbrake. That's it. So it goes from being a .mp4 file to a .mkv file, which means it uploads like almost instantly. And then YouTube chews on it for a while to turn it from 720p to 1080p. Which, by the way, is the only reason I ever started sharing videos of decks of tarot and oracle cards, is because almost no one a year ago had a 1080p video for the basically what is art. Now that might be me being unsympathetic, because most people have what they use is their cell phone, I believe. Which when I have used the iPad a couple times, it seems stuck at 720p. And that's the only reason I started doing it. I thought, well, I'll show them clearly. And then I tried various ways. And I thought that would be helpful, but I think people were looking more for, I guess, entertainment. Whether that's those, what do they call them? Pick a card style readings, or which seems to be a lot of them, or someone pretending that they can read for you, even though they don't even know if you're watching or not, which strikes me as a little strange. But there aren't many of those. And now the wind's back. I can actually see it in the sky. It goes from bluish to white to gray, bluish to white to gray. They're moving really fast. So I might put this out soon and go inside and watch season 3, which isn't on Netflix. Bosch is on Amazon. I got that wrong. It's okay. It's kind of a bland sort of detective thing. I think he only ran once in one episode. It looks like maybe he ran 40 yards and they were out of breath. But detectives aren't exactly super people. That's why they have police cars and Motorola, as they used to say. I don't know if it's just Motorola nowadays. It's probably Samsung or something else. I can't believe it's still bluish, greenish, purplish, pinkish, lavenderish on the top like that. I can't believe it lasts that long. Let's check the clock. Yeah, I think we gotta call it quits. It'll be too long to upload. Nobody will watch all this. I only recently discovered that you can look at, what do they call it? YouTube graphs, GARAGRAPHS, and see where people watch from and how long they watch of each video. And from what I scanned quickly, 3 minutes is pushing it for my channel, which isn't much of a channel. So hopefully this could be whatever anybody wants it to be, a tribute to those no longer with us, a remembrance of those no longer with us, even though they probably are still with us. We just can't get there from here. Or just a relaxing time by the fire. And if the talk is too boring, there's always that mute button, which I make use of a lot, especially on some art channels. I want to see what they're doing, not so much how they're doing it, but what they're doing. But I don't want to hear the blasty loud music, and I don't want to hear them describe cross-hatching to me in details. Although that reminds me, I can't think of his name. It's Theo something. But what they call urban sketching or sketch walking, that's right up my alley. I finally found a channel where they pretty much don't care how badly they draw something or color it. They just enjoy doing it. They go on trips to do it. That's how much they enjoy doing it. I like that channel. He does technical reviews and he makes money off of it and all that, but their sketching, it makes me look like Rembrandt compared to some of the things they're doing. So that's neat though. I wish I was in Singapore. I'd definitely participate in that. I'd be the only person who didn't look similar to everybody else, but I'd be okay with that. Maybe I should look around. Maybe there's something like that in the US, but I haven't found another channel like that. Most of the channels you encounter, the artwork starts to hit that professional level of detail and finishedness, totally rendered, whatever the right word is for all of that. It's been a few nice days in a row. Perfect temperature, wind. I mean, it bounced back from being freezing cold to being moderate 50s, 60s. So let's do a super zoom in here at the end, and then I'll just be quiet. I think that's a super zoom in. Oops. Sorry. Something about zooming in makes it angle itself downward. I don't really get that. Sorry. Let that go for a couple minutes and then we'll call it quits. Because I smell rain. So it is a kind of in honor of the person. I don't want to say the hush. I don't want to say the usual. What is it? How's it go? Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again. I can never get that right. So I'll just say blessed be, which I think they would have said. even though they would have called us all tubies. So with that and a light from somewhere, uh-oh, it's starting to rain. So with that, I'm going to say peace and end it here.